Krista Freeland is a member of the Canadian government. She is the Minister of Foreign Affairs for Canada. Now, she's been very, very buddy-buddy with the ultra-nationalist Nazis in Ukraine, the ones that have control of the government now, and she's been defending them, sending them aid, etc. Now, an investigation was taken place by a smaller media group, not a mainstream media group, because obviously if it had been done, it would never have been made public, or it would never have been carried out to begin with. Krista Freeland's grandfather was a Nazi collaborator. Now, I know what you're saying, the sins of the father should not be placed on the sins of the grandchild, and I agree. Except when they continue to do it, then I think you can. The Liberal government and mainstream media have been working very hard to keep this connection between Krista Freeland and her own grandfather and the Nazi collaborators in Ukraine a secret. Michael Chomiak held an influential position of editor-in-chief of the Nazis' leading Ukrainian-language magazine, Krakow News. As the flagship Nazi propaganda mouthpiece for Ukrainians all across Greater Germany and occupied Europe, this daily newspaper played a role in riling up widespread support within the Ukrainian community for military efforts of Canada's wartime enemies. Under Chomiak's guidance and oversight, the Nazi-empowered newspaper spouted vile anti-Semitic fake news, which helped Ukrainians justify and rationalize the liquidation of some 7 million Jews. Chomiak was officially responsible for at least one other newspaper, a weekly called the Cholmer Land. It, like the previous mentioned publication, contained many edited speeches by Nazi leaders including Adolf Hitler, propaganda minister Joseph Goebbels, governors Hans Frank and Otto Wachter, and many others. Now, there is a Ukrainian ultra-nationalist organization called the UCC. Interesting that Canada took that organization and continued to use the UCC title. Now, it was formed as the Ukrainian Canadian Committee. Its name was changed in the 1980s to the Ukrainian Canadian Congress. In other words, they literally took a neo-Nazi group, changed its name, and kept its membership and kept it running. And this is part of the propaganda effort against Russia and Ukraine because the ethnic Russians don't want to live under fascism. So you can see how the Canadian government is really allying with literally fascism. Literally fascists, literally Nazis. And how Krista Freeland seems to have this problem all throughout her family history of allying with the Nazis and supporting Adolf Hitler. I'm sure if you asked her today if she supports Adolf Hitler, she'd say no. But her actions kind of completely would contradict such a statement. Because we see Canada in its holier-than-thou attitude acting like it's the saviors of the world. We're the peacekeepers, not policing, as I demonstrated in the previous video, literally supporting fascism, anti-Semitism, etc. Now, I highly suggest going to the link in the description to the original article, which would give you a great deal more information than I've given you here, and would show the real roots of Krista Freeland's fascism and her family, and exposing just a little bit more of Canada's role in the growing fascism across Europe. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.